Hey, welcome back to the show today. Um, got a few things to discuss, and um, so I'm going to be going on vacation. I'm leaving for Oklahoma City tomorrow. We'll be gone for 2 weeks. I will take my laptop with me, and if anything breaks, newsworthy stuff happens, I will also go on and do the YouTube blog as well at that time if anything breaks during the next 2 weeks. So I'll just be doing it from Oklahoma. Okay. Not necessarily um, from here. Okay. So I want to show you guys something. See if you can see this background. In the background, I'm starting to set up my studio. I got a long ways to go. This right here was given to us. It refers to our California Hawkeye roots because we're Hawkeyes and we're born in Iowa, but we live in California. Um, this right here is a helmet actually worn by Nick Bell. It was a practice helmet. They don't use the same helmets in practice as they do for games, and it is autographed by Nick. Um, Over here, let's see if I can get this other side over here. Um, this is a picture of my grandson sporting a Hawkeye helmet and Hawkeye jersey and getting ready to throw the ball. If you look on the picture, he's already got some great form. Okay. So you can't see that. That's going to be set up to where you'll be able to see it soon in the background at all times. Okay. All right. Well, let's get to it. First of all, I want to start with giving my sympathies to the Ava Jones's family. The women's basketball recruit who a couple days after after she committed to Iowa basketball, she and her family were all hit by a car in Louisville, Kentucky, where they were at for a basketball tournament. The latest update I have was from 3 days ago, where both her and her mother were both unconscious still. Um, Ava was moving around, which her brother said was a positive thing, though. Her father has passed away, and the driver has now been charged with murder. Um, Murder in that case that ran him over in Louisville. Um, so that's really sad. If anybody has any update on her and her condition, please feel free to comment or send me a private message and let me know because we kind of want to know what's going on. Okay. Well, since I last spoke to you, I was had a few commits. I got two of them right here. I think there was another one or two because I last time I talked to you guys was June 30th. But the latest commit was today. Cahill Tate. He's a defensive safety. He chose, which is really cool. He narrowed his choices to Wisconsin and Iowa, and he chose Iowa. And why wouldn't he? Because let's face it, um, Iowa's had a good track record putting DBs in the NFL. I don't know what Wisconsin's track record is. I know they have a good track record of putting offensive linemen and running backs in the NFL. Okay. The other one most recently was Kenneth Merriweather. I believe he's also a defensive back. He recently committed to Iowa. Right now, Iowa has, according to, and I think he's right, Jason Hackwell of the Everything Hawkeye Sports or Everything Iowa Sports, I think, Facebook page. He did a chart that shows that Iowa has 17 current recruits, and the current ranking among the teams, um, I believe it's got to be nationally, is 15th. He didn't post the Big Ten ranking where they were in the Big Ten or the Big Ten West. If the Big Ten West continues after this season, I'm predicting no. Um, I also don't know where these two guys, these latest two recruits, rank in the overall. scheme of where they rank for Iowa recruits. I do know that I have 15. I have 1 through 15. That doesn't include these two because these two were the latest two recruits. And so, but right now, not including these two, we've got at number one, Caden Proctor. Number two, Andrew Depay. You guys tell me. Number three, JJ Cole. Number four, Alex Mata. He's listed as an athlete, but I'm hearing that he's a wide receiver. So, and then we got Kaya Black. He is a defensive end. He's at number five. Oops. Okay. Um, Ben Cutter. I'm sorry. Offensive line prospect there. Okay. Number seven, Jason Patton, listed as an athlete. I can't even begin to say the last name of this one. Maddox Borcherian, Borcherian Johnson, defensive tackle. Number nine, Aiden Hall. Number 10, Zach Lutmer. Um, and David Chucker as Calker, Calker at number 11. I believe those were the two previous commits before these last two today. Number 12 is Asa Newsom, offensive line as well. Jonathan Humple, athlete. David Butchers, defensive tackle, and number 15 was Abu Sam Sama the third. Yep, pardon me for butchering those names because I don't have the latest media guide yet, and the latest media guide teaches you how to pronounce these names, and so once I get the new media guide, I'll learn how to pronounce these names, or I'll listen to Dolph on the radio pronounce them, and he'll get them right. Okay, so that is going very well. Also, too, in the latest football news, I was in a NIL program is I think is almost set up. It might be set up already because today um, they had a meeting with the some of the players today, and I think one of them said that 70% of the team is participating in an NIL program. Also, I don't think this is affiliated with the one that the regular NIL, but there's a club starting up in Iowa City called Iowa City NIL Club. And I think for $299 you can contribute to be a member of that club, and your 299 will go to help and the cost or the you know what I mean, give money to the current football players. And I believe it's only a football thing. Okay. Today, Keegan Johnson, I think, was interviewed. He's at full health. If you guys remember right, in spring, he sat out spring because he wasn't at full health. Um, Arlen Bruce said today that we need to watch out for true freshman Jacob Bostic. That apparently this guy is on a roll and doing very well, and if he gets the offense down and the routing down, that this guy's going to be a force to reckon with. Which wouldn't be cool because we could use more than the four. Because I believe right now we just have four wide receivers, and if we get anybody hurt, we're done. Um, Also, there's a walk-on by the name of Caden Wetjen. Um, he's also listed as a wide receiver, and he's listed as the fastest player on the team. Okay, that's why he's got his walk-on. I bet he earns a scholarship after this year. Spencer Petras, I don't have all the particulars yet. You might be able to find it on YouTube somewhere. The interview with these guys, but he just talked about the Manning Academy. He's fresh off the Madden Academy, and I don't know if some of you've seen. There's a video going around where you can hear Peyton Manning narrating, and he's narrating Spencer Petras stepping back and throwing a 70-yard perfect pass. That's to a receiver who catches the ball. Didn't see who the receiver was, but and of course he's not getting any pressure, and neither is the receiver. So honestly, they should catch those balls, right? Um, Spencer also said that Brian Ferentz is working his A off to get the offense to where it needs to be this year. And I think that's what we're all wanting. I believe we're all thinking that the offense will only the team will only go as far as the offense will because we can't. Let's face it. Last year we depended a lot on special teams and on defense. Okay, early in the season when they were hot, we won a lot of games. Then in the middle of the season, we lost two games when we didn't get any help from or support from the defense or the um, special teams. And then the special teams and the defense came back. We won the next four games for a total of 10 games. But again, the defense and the special teams took a vacation during the Kentucky game and the Michigan game. So we ended up with a 10-4 record. It would have been nice to win both of those games. Especially Michigan. I mean, Michigan's Michigan. We want to beat Michigan. And honestly, later on you'll find this out, but I've got Iowa to pick to beat Michigan at home this year. It's So we'll see how that one goes um, in the long run. But I don't think Michigan is going to be as good. I mean, Michigan's going to be good. They're going to be a solid 9 to 11 win team. Um, okay, but I don't think they're going to beat Iowa. I think that's one of their losses. And I don't think they're going to beat Ohio State. I don't think anybody's going to beat Ohio State this year. Ohio State is probably a prohibitive preseason favorite to win the national title and make the playoffs as the number one seed. Okay. Um, and reports are that the defensive line is going to be very impressive this year. The depth is very impressive. Two guys who spent most of the year injured last year, who were back and healthy, are looking pretty good. Are Ethan Herkett and Deontay Craig. Deontay Craig is a defensive end, and Ethan Herkett might be just an defensive line guy, defensive tackle. Um, so that's where we're at with the football right now, and um, yeah. So we're this things are gonna start kicking up. Media days are coming for the Big Ten. I can't probably I don't know the exact date of camp, but probably somewhere very late July starts camp, and or maybe the first part of August. So we're gonna have a lot of news and a lot of things going on. And during the football season, Jason Hackwell and Paul, known as Jack's Florida Hawkeye or something like that. um, we are going to um, what do you say? We're going to do on Fridays a pregame type of thing where we talk about the upcoming game, not only Iowa's game, but I believe we're going to talk about the other games and make some predictions. Jason's going to tell you how he makes money betting on the games. He's pretty vocal about doing that, and he's pretty good at it too. This guy, he's got some knowledge, and we're going to be blessed to have him on the show this year on our show. And we're going to do on Mondays. We're going to do a post game show where we're going to talk about the game on the weekends. Okay. Um, there's a guy named Mike Bohan, one of our writers one of our watchers. I don't think he's watching any longer, but he said Iowa needs to find some wide receivers, and I believe from what I've been told, Alex Mata is a pretty good wide receiver, but we could probably use some more wide receivers. But don't forget, we've got Arlen Bruce and Brody Breck and um, Keegan Johnson right now, all in the house, and we got the Bostic kid. Um, yeah, Jacob Bostic. These guys are only sophomores and freshmen. So these guys are going to be around for a couple of years. Okay. Most people predict that Brody Breck will be around 2 years tops because then he's going to get drafted and go play baseball. Which it sounds like he's a pretty fair baseball player. I'm a little disappointed that um, I didn't get to watch him play during the baseball tournament, during the Big Ten tournament. I think I don't know if he ever played or if he did play. I didn't get a chance to see it. Somebody said that he was supposed to play, but he must have got rocked in the first inning because when I turned the game on in the second or third inning, he wasn't pitching any longer. And so, but anyhow, that being said, um, I just want to say we've got those guys coming in. I mean, they're going to be on the current team, and we'll have them for a couple of years at least. Um, and so, but yes, I agree that we don't have any other true wide receivers on there, so that's probably going to be. I mean, we've got 17 recruits. I will probably will end up with somewhere around 20, 22 recruits this year. So, um, yeah, the wide receiver will probably be a priority. I'm going to guess. Okay, I'm going to move off a little bit off of uh, football right now. Um, how many of you guys are watching the summer league in the NBA? You guys are seeing Keegan Murray tear it up. He is tearing up the league. And he's proven to the doubters that he can do this, guys. He's proven that he can do it, that he can play in this league. And so that's really makes me feel good as a Hawkeye fan because I think people were taking heat. Even the people in Sacramento didn't want him. They weren't even high on him. I wonder what they're thinking right now. Um, but he's tearing up the league right now. And as far as I know, I think he might be the leading scorer, averaging wise, in the summer league. I don't know how many games they play in the summer league. I think there's only been 4 or 5 games to date so far. I have not had a chance to watch the game except the game where the only game I was able to watch Keegan is where he hit that three at the buzzer to send the game into. I don't know if it was. I think it was the first overtime, or was it the second overtime? I'm not sure which. But anyway, but NBA has a stupid rule now. In the second overtime, first team that scores wins. Is that even fair? Is that even fair? Um, I think it's a dumb rule. I really do. Um, but it does speed up the game, and the networks control. They got all the money. They control everything. Okay, so I just wanted to point out, that Keegan Murray is doing well. Last I heard, we also have Luca Garza playing in the summer league, and from what I hear, his playing time has been spotty at best. Haven't heard a thing about Joe Wieskamp, guys. I haven't heard a thing, and I don't know what's going on with him. But he's also playing in the summer league, so. And I haven't heard anything about Tyler Cook. I don't know if he's playing in any of the summer leagues or if he's done with the NBA. And so we'll do that. Go me. I want to hit on the men's basketball. Patrick McCaffrey won the Big Tens for Iowa. Won the Big Ten Outstanding Sportsmanship Award. For the Big Ten, I guess puts this out every year, a man and a woman. And for this year, the man is Patrick McCaffrey. And we're going to give a little love to volleyball. But Bailey Ortega um, won the Women's Outstanding Sportsmanship Award. And so I don't have her stats on here. I did read them, and they are very quite impressive. Volleyball stats. I mean, honestly, that her stats look like she could play for anybody, and she chose to play for Iowa, which struggles usually in volleyball. Okay. Iowa women's basketballs was announced that they're going to host North Carolina State in an ACC Big Ten Challenge game for basketball this year, and I'm, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Um, is NC State pretty good, guys? I don't know. I kind of have to look that one up, but I would think the Big Ten champ would take on the ACC champ from last year, and so I'm not sure who the ACC champ was. Maybe it was North Carolina State. But that's how it should, they should match up to where they finished last year to make those games more exciting, more even, and give each team a chance to win. Okay. Um. Okay. In baseball, we're gonna finish up with baseball right here. Um. A freshman by the name of Keaton Anthony won Division 1 Baseball.com's freshman All American honor, and so he's on the freshman All American team. This guy had a quite impressive year. Um, he hit 361, um, hit 73 out of 202 at bats, had 22 doubles, 14 home runs, 55 RBIs, and 46 runs scored. Not bad. I trying to remember if I actually remember him. I did watch several of the um, baseball games. Um, I just didn't get a chance when I watched those games to see Brody Breck pitch at all. Unfortunately, he didn't pitch any of the games I watched, and the one game I did watch that he pitched, I tuned in too late, and I think he got rocked pretty hard. Um, and that's why he wasn't there when I got there. But I don't remember if I remember who he was. Because you know that I'm not used to watching college baseball, and so I don't usually have in the past. But this year, I watched it with a little more interest than I have in the past. So got to watch them. Got to watch the Iowa baseball team play, and honestly, they had quite an impressive season. I think they got robbed by not being invited to a super regional. You know, basically the super regionals, the playoffs, more or less like NCAA is, basketball is. Okay, I think they got ripped off, and I think Rutgers definitely got ripped off because they had a better record than Iowa, and they got left at home too. So the Big Ten didn't fare well in tournament selections, but that's all old news now. However, I did want to point out that with UCLA and USC jumping to the Big Ten, a lot of people think that will help the Big Ten baseball image. I don't know how it will, except that UCLA and USC will be the probably dominant baseball teams in the Big Ten, um, and that's all. And that's another thing too is while I'm on the subject of the with those teams coming in, UCLA and USC, it's going to make Iowa's chances of winning conference championships even harder than it already is. I mean, on the west side of the football, we have only won the West title twice since it's become the West and East. Um, and neither time did we beat the team that we were supposed to beat, or not supposed to beat, but did we beat the team on the other side on the East? We didn't beat Michigan State in 2015, and we didn't beat Michigan this year. Okay, um, so that just shows you how tough it is the way the current setup is to win the Big Ten. Um, I think only three people since it was set up at East West have won the Big Ten West. Iowa twice, Northwestern twice, and Wisconsin got the rest of them. And so that is not good either for the West. All right, but I just wanted to point out that Iowa's having a tough time now winning the West. How much tougher will it be if they stay the West? Um, Speculation is that they stay the West. USC and UCLA will be on the West. Purdue will jump and be pushed to the East, which that wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. Get rid of Purdue. Right now, I don't like Purdue. I don't like the way they recruit. Um, I think the coach is a hell of a game coach. He plans well. He knows how to beat Iowa, and I think they had an 8-4 record overall last year. So they're on the rise, and they're kind of like a dark horse to win the West this year. After Iowa and Wisconsin and Minnesota's also a dark horse to win the West. Those four teams. So, given all that, but okay, so now you got So now you got those two teams. USC is going to be a power. I mean, they're already starting to make a comeback in football. Okay, UCLA. Um, I think they bring a different type of football. They bring a high scoring offense that and no defense with them, but I'd call them an average team at best. They've had moments of greatness and they've had moments of pretty pretty bad football. And this year they're, I mean, this, but I don't know if they're gonna, if the jump to the Big Ten is gonna hurt them or help them because the type of offense that they bring with them and the type of defense is not suited for Big Ten play. Um, could they change? Could they be forced to change the style of Big Ten? Purdue's trying to do it with their high scoring offense. Um, Ohio State's trying to do it with their high scoring offense. But will having UCLA in the league help? Okay, so that's why I think it's going to be tougher for Iowa to win the West Division. Is if they stay the West. It'll be tough to win be one of the top 210 teams in the Big Ten if they go to just line them up 16 teams straight up and down, and how hard that's going to be to make the top two. Um, and so that's going to be tough. The next thing is basketball. Will line them up top to bottom 16. UCLA is making a fine comeback in basketball under their current coach. Steve Alford tried, but he couldn't get them over the hump, and then he had some player issues. If you guys remember, he had two of the three Ball brothers on his team, and I believe he only had the second Ball brother on there who caused him problems and got suspended from the team, and that's when Daddy Ball got mad and took his son off the team, took his other son and his third son, and he withdrew him from high school, took him overseas to play pro ball, play pro ball over there. And so now I believe the older Ball and the younger Ball are playing very well in the Big Ten right now. Not the Big Ten, but the NBA. I don't know what the middle Ball's doing. You guys, I don't follow NBA that closely. I don't know if he's still in the league or if he's playing well, but I believe the other two, the older and the third one, are playing very well. But anyway, because of that whole Ball thing and kicking Ball off the team or suspending him because of some things that Ball did, um, that basically cost Alford some wins and it cost him his job. And so I think it cost him in midseason. Okay, so that's too bad that he's still not with UCLA. It would be fun for it to bring him back to Iowa City and see how the crowd would react to him bringing his team back to Iowa City. I don't think he would be reacting with love because I think he's one of the coaches in Iowa history that is one of the most hated coaches, even more than Licklider. And I know that people didn't like Licklider either. Um, so anyhow, so UCLA is gonna they're gonna finish near the top. One be when the definitely be in the top half of the league when they finish the season. I don't know in men's basketball. I don't know how that's gonna work out. Um, I don't know where USC. I don't think USC is a traditional basketball power. I don't know much about them basketball wise, but I think if they were traditional power, I would see more of them in the tournament and more of them in the top 25, which I don't believe we are. Okay. Um, then there's talking about. I heard today um, Pat Hardy talking on his radio program about how tough it's going to be for Iowa to win the Olympic sports. The Olympic sports being the tennis, the golf, the volleyball, soccer, softball, baseball, those kind of sports. How tough it will be for Iowa to win those. And as field hockey, and as you guys know, Iowa's done very well lately in most of those sports, track and everything. They're finished at the top or near the top of the Big Ten for the last few seasons now, and a lot of those teams have, and so they're saying that because of those teams coming in, they won't. Um, Iowa's gonna have a tough time. I don't think so. I really don't. I think maybe baseball and hmm, let me try something here. Okay, let's try that. Okay. I don't know why. I've got light on me, but for some reason, oh, it's the light in the back causing the darkness. Okay. Um, so I don't know why they think that. I think Iowa's going to have a tougher time winning the baseball. I really do. Um, but other than that, I think Iowa can compete with those teams and other sports with those guys. But am I the expert? No, not at all. Um, I'm just a guy here who gets on here, makes a video or makes a YouTube video, and I just react to what I see, and I tell you guys my opinions. I react to what I see and try to give you guys a little news while we're going, a little news update like I did today. And so that's it, guys. I mean, I don't really have much more to say today. Like I said, I'll be gone for I'll be gone for 2 weeks, and like I said, I'm taking the laptop to Oklahoma City with me when I go. So if anything breaks or comes up or something newsworthy, I'll come back on and do a show. Like I said, we are getting to the point now where the media days are coming. Camp will be opening up in a couple of weeks, and so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun now. It's going to get hot and heavy, and going to be some newsworthy stuff. And usually during the summer months, there's not a lot of Hawkeye news, and but this year there has been a lot of Hawkeye news. There's been a lot to talk about, and so they've kept us people like me. They've kept people like me being able to stay up here all and keep talking all summer. So anyhow, I'm gonna get out of here today, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Have a great the rest of the week, and wish me luck on my flying and flying back and forth. And so it's going to be interesting. I'm all checked in. I'm ready to go. Paid for my not my carry on bag, but my extra bag has been paid for, and I just have to show up at the airport, get my express tag for my um, luggage, and go through security. Go through security, and then I'm done. But I'm leaving from Bakersfield, guys, and so if you've ever flown in and out of Bakersfield, I don't know if there's an easier airport to fly in and out of than Bakersfield, other than Des Moines. I love flying in and out of Des Moines too. Um, I've never flown in and out of Oklahoma City or Dallas Fort Worth, and coming back, I will be flying out of Oklahoma City to Dallas Fort Worth, then a direct flight into Bakersfield from Dallas Fort Worth. So those two airports will be quite the experience for me because we'll see. If you guys have any horror stories on those two airports, let me know. You know, or maybe I shouldn't worry about it. Okay. All right, guys. I'm getting out of here, and it's 101 degrees or something like that today. Let me ask Alexa real quick, and you guys can hear. Alexa, what is the current temperature in Bakersfield?
Right now, in Bakersfield, California, it's 101 degrees Fahrenheit.
There you guys go. You heard Alexa tell you. Alexa says it's 101 degrees. Okay, get out of here. Bye.